Good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome to another episode of the It Gets Better I Swear podcast. I'm your host, Louis Beans, and I'm here with Mark with the mic.
What is going on, everybody?
Chilling, Mark. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I kind of got my blood boiling with this Clone Wars talking. It just pissed me off.
Yes,
Clone Saga. So if you don't know about the Spider-Man Clone Saga, it came out like '95. It was when they brought. I think the best thing out of the Clone Saga that happened was Scarlet Spider. I think that's my favorite thing out of it, and that's like barely anything because I actually like the character of Scarlet Spider. Other than that, all right. So we were
Did
talking
you
about.
did you like Ben Riley?
I like Ben
Like
Riley.
before they changed the costume, when he was still Scarlet Spider, but was a reveal to be Ben Riley. Did you like him then?
I liked Ben Riley. I liked the. All right.
Okay.
So I liked it. His. All right. So. Okay. So we were talking about. So me and you before we started this cast. I guess we're getting into the gist of what something we're gonna talk about is the Heroes Reborn from Marvel. We just talked about that Miles Morales is becoming Falcon in that storyline, which is a whole new storyline coming out May 2021, I believe, because that's what I was just read. I could give you a little synopsis, but then they made us think about other. Then you made a comment about if you didn't know something about a book, you would have never read it. And then I think there's some things that if I would have known about it, I probably would not have read it as well.
Yeah.
And that
Yeah.
is going Clone Saga. But I'll give you a little synopsis of the the brand new the new Marvel stuff. Pretty much they bringing back the Heroes Reborn storyline, which they did. I think it was 1998 or 99 when
I want to say 99 because it was around the time Marvel vs. Capcom was out. That's all I remember.
because I remember Jim Lee doing Fantastic Four. That was like my main reason why I got into it because Jim Lee was doing Fantastic Four.
I think I still have the issue number ones of those
Yeah,
somewhere. So that's
with the big
that.
titty
But like,
cap.
yeah, that weird side. Was that Rob Liefeld that drew
Yeah,
that?
yeah, that's his. That's him. That's all him.
Resident Red Cyclonic artist, Rob Liefeld.
Big titty, big titty.
Man,
Captain America.
such an odd perspective for that poor man.
So
Um, but what I was before we go into the synopsis is when you looked at the when I saw the initial art for it, and then I saw Heroes Reborn, I thought that's not good. I mean, the art looks good, but don't you call it that because that has bad connotations. Because
yeah,
from what I know, that was bad. That wasn't a good time.
no, it wasn't as a good storyline. But then sometimes Marvel likes to come back for something and try to improve it. They try to do it with Age of Apocalypse. They try to do it with They try to do it with Clone Wars again. It was a successful.
Okay, right. Well, since we mentioned two, did you like the Age of Apocalypse? Because that is my number. I would say it was my number one of those types of things. We're gonna alter everything and make a kind of long form story out of it. For me, I really liked it. I think I have just about every issue with that came
Okay.
out before they started making the return back.
Yeah.
So did you
Like
like that?
I'm already like kind of like not liking where they're going with Spider Man, and that's my dude. So I'm just like
True.
making me grind my teeth and shit.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, because I'm looking at the picture of Heroes Reborn, and uh, it doesn't look good. Anyway, so what were you saying? Sorry.
No, I said, did you like the previous
The
uh tries? Like, did you like Age of Apocalypse?
when they brought
The
it back,
original?
no, because I
No,
feel
the
like
original. The
I liked the
original.
original. I did like the original. It took me some time to get into the. I actually probably had to read it. So I probably read it maybe a good 5 years ago. Like I have not read it since then, and that was the first time me fully getting into it and reading it, and I really enjoyed it. I liked the writing. I liked what they did, and so then when they brought it back, they kind of like fucked up some storylines in it, and that kind of bothered me. So I never liked it when they try to
Mm,
bring it back.
I never. Yeah, I didn't get to read part two or whatever. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was just like it kind of just revisited it, and it was just like they kind of like put a lot of loopholes in the storylines, and I just didn't like it.
Hmm.
There's a lot of storylines like that. Like there's some epic, especially X Men. X Men has some good stuff, but again, the Heroes Reborn was not that good when it first came out. But Marvel's next event, which is I think starts in May. Heroes Reborn by Jason Aaron and Ed McGuinness. I like Ed McGuinness. I like Jason Aaron. I think he's a good writer. I think Ed McGuinness is a good artist. Ed McGuinness has his ways of art sometimes that it just looks very blocky and cartoony, but I don't mind it. It's not bad. But everyone is like massive brolic. Um, it takes a bold step in an alternate timeline where the universe is much different from the normal Earth 616. So it's gonna be an alternate universe kind of thing. I don't think it's gonna take
Hmm.
over all the books.
No, no, no. I don't think so.
I was hoping that
It's
because I was like, yo, what
probably
y'all doing,
smart.
Spider Man? Yeah.
Think that's pretty smart. Don't do that.
Yeah. So the Squadron Supreme are the protectors of the planet, as Avengers are never formed. Instead, Thor is a hard drinking, hammer hating atheist. Captain America was never unfrozen from ice. Tony Stark was never trapped into a cave, and Wakanda is nothing more than a myth. Marvel's Superman Hyperion is leading the charge against numerous new threats, including Dr. Juggernaut and Infinity Ring holding Thanos. While heroes and villains undergo drastic changes, Blade will be the only person who remembers the original Marvel timeline.
I the one thing that I think stands out from everything else that I really like is Doctor Juggernaut.
Okay.
I think that's ridiculous, and I like the way he looks. I really don't care about anything else. Just give me a Doctor Juggernaut book. That's all I
Yeah.
want.
Peter Parker, the Amazing Stutterbug. Oh, what the fuck is that? I don't understand what they're doing. Why? Why are they doing that? I think Osborn.
That's his name. You said the
Yeah.
Amazing Stutterbug.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really, Stutterbug? What is
Stutterbug.
that? Is that a real bug? Let me find out.
Yeah, Doctor Doomsday actually looks pretty cool. He looks like he has a crystal.
I just love that. It looks so dumb and bulky. And I'm like, yeah, yes, Dr. Juggernaut looks ridiculous. He should.
Yeah. So that's coming out May. I hope it's good. I hope it's be interesting. I am not like really like I need to read this. I can't wait for it, but
Nah,
um, it is what it is.
but it's new.
Yeah,
It is a new thing. So that's why I want to bring it up.
yeah. So we brought up like the Clone Saga, and that's how we started this cast. And I invested time and money into the Clone Saga when it first came out because I was collecting Spider-Man. That was my comic, and even though Spider-Man wasn't good, I still was collecting it. And they did the storyline of the Clone Saga, and I felt like I got turned off comics for a while because of that comic.
Yeah, I was telling you after I finished collecting that from the beginning to the end, I never wanted to read a Spider-Man comic again.
Yeah.
And I just stopped. I just stopped reading them. It was just, nope,
Oh
no,
man.
thank you.
So I
I
stopped. I stopped. Honestly, I stopped buying and reading Spider-Man comics all the way up to when J. Michael Straczynski started writing Spider-Man. Amazing
how,
Spider-Man.
so
That was
that was
maybe almost 10 years. No, not even, no, probably like 6 years, 7 years.
okay. Okay.
I'll read, I'll look at things here and there, but I never actually I stopped picking up books, and then I got myself back into comics and stuff like that. And then when he started writing Spider Man, I liked the direction he was going with. John Romita Jr. was doing the art. He was writing, and he did some weird storylines that I was actually really enjoying, and that's when I got back into Spider Man. But before then, it was hard for me to pick a book up, especially once they did they did the whole clones, and then Parker was Roy's the fake one, and Ben Riley's the real one, and all that shit. I feel the story really did wrong in so many ways. And it's sad because the one thing I got out of it that I really enjoyed was Scarlet Spider. Other than that, like I felt that storyline was terrible.
You know what was interesting for me was I actually liked Kane.
Kane
who
was
ended
a
up becoming the others,
yeah.
the other Scarlet Spider later on.
Kane was an interesting character, but in that storyline in general, he was a pretty annoying character.
Yeah, he
When he
was.
came in later on, I think he started developing character, especially when he became the second Scarlet Spider. I started liking him more as well. But when he was that character during that time, I was like, "Fuck that guy."
He just looked like a brooding. He almost looked like Nightman.
Yeah, he did.
He
That's
did.
probably why I
He
didn't like
really
him
did.
either.
Yeah, just a bunch of not good stuff. But so you said you started collecting Spider-Man. Then I didn't start until Superior Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Like the time between that that series of comic books and Superior Spider-Man is the entire length that I was like, I'm kind of good with Spider-Man. I'm
yeah,
I would I would look at stuff if Jabstar had something
yeah,
every once in a while, but for the most part, because he was a Wolverine guy,
yeah,
I would just read X-Men anyway, and so that's more what I would see by
yeah,
osmosis.
yeah,
You know what I mean? But
yeah,
even then, I didn't even collect X-Men during the period when they changed Beast into that Beast Man.
yeah,
Like that whole period when they kept changing the outfits and changing the suits to look like the movie people on different occasions. I was already out of that by then. I was like, nah, I'm good.
yeah.
Like the only thing that kept me really in was Wizard.
Wizard. Okay.
That was about the only connection I had at like for a good long time until they stopped that.
Yeah.
Um, and I think I want to say like around the first time I started reading stuff was like when Red Hulk first came out.
Yeah.
That was before Superior Spider-Man. That was a good while before that. So
Yeah.
I remember seeing that. Um, I hope this is cool because I think it looks less like the original Heroes Reborn and looks more like the amalgam stuff, which was very short, didn't overstay his welcome, and even if it wasn't that good, the art was the thing that drew me in.
Yeah.
So hopefully this has that going for it. Maybe it'll be good. Hopefully,
Hopefully.
but fingers crossed. You know what I mean? I don't want
Yeah.
to wish it bad. So
Yeah. I loved knowing I love Superior Spider-Man. That was a really good one. When Dan Slott took over with Spider-Man, I think that's when I started getting my love back for Spider-Man too, because I loved the storylines he was writing. This is when Spider-Man became like a almost a weekly book for a while.
okay.
And Dan Slott wrote like every three he wrote, and then he had some other person do the art, and then every three he wrote, and everything like that. But it was very interesting. It got really cool. He added more new characters, like Negative Man became a character, and he's a big thing in the video game now. And he debuted a lot of new characters. He debuted a lot of new things and stuff like that. It was actually a really good run, and that's who wrote Superior Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. What was that noise? Oh shit. We got